Capital C Press, March the 13th, 2025. And I have good news, friends, for you. You can have faith, you can have hope, and we're spreading the love, friends, right here. Today, I'm cleaning up the shed as I do every day. I've got to make the bed before it becomes too cold to work. I have some lights going on out here. I've got to move some of this stuff around. As you can see, I have some stuff laid about here on the bed, laying around here. Not exactly strewn, but got to kind of organize it a little bit. I've got books and tool holders, and here's a couple of the books right here. You can get these books online. Go to the web page, Patreon. Look at the name of the author right there. Okay, now let's get this kind of cleaned up here. And while I tell you what's going on, while I'm making the bed, I'll tell you what's going on. Look, I've been sleeping out here with an electric blanket, man, because it's been getting cold and it's been raining out here. Little rain. This rain has been kind of leaking, not kind of, it has been. It's been leaking through. There's a little seam up here above the loft. And then, by the way, I did help them build this. My daughter built it with her friends. And this is her apartment for a while. And now it's mine. I have the privilege of living out here. I'm glad I helped to build it. And then now let's see, I'm going to fold some of these up and get them out of the way, because I need to lay down first. I need to lay down the electric blanket, and that's the one I'm going to lay down. Now, as to Capital C Press, let me let you know what's going on with Capital C Press, friends. Right now, we have books on shelves. We are partnering now with Claremont Forum. That is ClaremontForum.org. And you can go to the Claremont Forum Bookshop in Claremont, California. Look at this cool poster here of Jason Momoa. It's Conan, man. Look at that. Conan. You can see that in 3D. That's the 3D poster. Here's Zardoz right here. I'll show that to you in a minute. But, friends, these shelves, these books are on these shelves now. Capital C Press in Claremont, California. And you can get these books online on shelves. If you want, you can write me a letter. I will send you these books. No charge to you, including shipping, because I want you to have these books. I want you to have a copy of these books, and I want everyone who wants a copy of these books to get a copy of these books, including you. And then when you get a copy of the books, you can make as many copies as you want, and you can pass them out to all your friends. Whether you buy the book or not, I'm telling you, make as many copies as you want. Now, if you're able, buy the book. Go online and buy the book. Search it. Buy it. As many copies as you can. Buy the book. Search the book. If you have the money now. Also, you can go to the Patreon page if you have the money. The money makes the world go around, don't you know? And I understand this. Money makes the world go around. But one thing that money does not do, it might make you happy. You can have some happiness with some money. But most of the time, happiness is going to come when you find something that makes you happy. And for some people, money will help them by giving them access to things that they wouldn't have had access to other than that they had money. So in that sense, money can buy you things that can make you happy. This is true. But what I'm providing today is hope. And this is going to be a lot more than money. And this is going to be a lot more than cash, even gold. And this is the kind of treasure that you can get only by searching the scriptures. Just like Jesus said, search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life. But friends, I'm telling you, we're not just searching the scriptures, friends. We're seeking to live the scriptures. We're seeking to have faith and to help people, help to lift up our neighbor, friends, so to speak, using those terms, friends, in the parlance of that language. Again, I keep referring back to The Dude. Great movie. One of the best ever made. One of the greatest movies ever made. The Big Lebowski. And that movie will be going down in history as possibly one of the best movies ever in my book. If I was on a desert island and I had one movie, or rather, let's see, 5 movies to choose from that I need to spend the rest of my life with, I think pretty sure one of those movies would be The Big Lebowski. One of them would be The Big Lebowski, and then one of them would be Gone with the Wind. And one of them would be, man, this is a tough one. I don't know which Superman movie to pick. But you know, I know this may sound weird, but for pulp, a pulp movie, I'd consider possibly either The Rocketeer, but definitely Star Wars, The Phantom Menace, or Revenge of the Sith. And I do believe that Revenge of the Sith is possibly George Lucas's magnum opus, man, with regard to Star Wars at least. Now, I'm talking Star Wars. With his work overall, I don't know. That would be his call. I'm not George Lucas. But I can tell you this. If you're a follower of George Lucas, if you're a follower of Jesus Christ, you can get a copy of these books and you'll find your fandom, you'll find your faith dumb, if you will. Okay, let's take a look and see. Explaining the world and our modern society through the prequels, through the lens of the prequels, so to speak. Oh, now I've got to plug in the electric blanket now. I'm not going to turn it on yet. I'm just going to plug it in. And now I've got these little snapazoids you see here. The snapazoids, calling back to the Herculoids. When I was a kid, we used to watch the Herculoids. And now, let's see what we got going on here. I got to hook these up, the snapazoids. Friends, look at capital C Press, hashtag it, capital C Press. Christian owned. If you're interested in the kind of books we're publishing out here, just go online and search it. Look at the books, read the descriptions. Capital C Press, Christian owned, specializing in Christian arts and poetry. Look, friends, specializing in, but everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome, friends. Specializing in Christian arts and poetry. Specializing in Bible study and devotion with teaching. Specializing in Sunday school curriculum for adults. Specializing in humor and education. That is Christian. Specializing in Christian. But everyone is welcome. Listen to me. Pay attention to this. Pay close attention to this. Everyone is welcome. Everybody is welcome. All right, let me get this thing set up here again. Pay attention to this, friends. You can have, look at that. There it is right there. The preface section, part 1. This is a Christian book by S. Randall S. Lopez. That's the book that we're looking at today. You can get that book online. You can get it on the internet. You can get it from me. If you want to write me a letter, I'll send you a copy of the book. You don't have to pay anything, not even for shipping. Now, the first editions, there are some corrections to be made in that. And for instance, let me just show you an example of that real quick. For instance, on page, I don't know, let's take a look here real quick. Which page? We got a lot of corrections that we needed to make in this book. I can't find one right now, only a couple. But if you need to know where the corrections are, we have a lot of videos. Oh, here we go, right here. For instance, this line here, it says, this whole joke, this entire whole is and also was based on the Bible. That's supposed to be, this entire whole joke is and also was based on the Bible. And so that's for instance, there's a couple of pages in there like that. Maybe 30 individual marks like that. Maybe it's, it might be a comma or a punctuation mark, or a couple of cases I left out a word, so I just added it. Or I had to change the spelling of a word. In one case I meant to write the word Y-O-U, and I wrote the word D-O. I don't know what that was about. So at any rate, you're going to want to get a copy of this book here. You can get this one also on the website. Take a look. The Book of the Introduction, right there. The Book of the Introduction. These two books, as you'll see on the other from the other commercials that we've been doing on these, the updates are explaining Star Wars, everything from the prequels, all of it. Jar Jar is the key. Lucas is the key. Why the prequels are the best Star Wars. Take a look at our modern society today. What is it? What does it look like? Well, it looks like behavior. And for the Christians, and remember, this is to the Christian first. The gospel, friends, is for the whole world. But this message is for the Christian first, friends. And that is this. What is Jesus Christ doing in our world today? The answer? Just look at the behavior of Christians. Oh, yeah, man. Now you're going to get some jokes going there, baby. Yeah, just look at the behavior of Christians, man. Start with the internet, the Christian internet. We're going to look at the human social media feed. You can hashtag that. Hashtag the Christian Industrial Human Social Media Pedial Complex / Sandwich Board. We're going to be looking at that. We're going to be looking at how Christians will act a certain way towards the Bible and then act a completely different way towards Jesus Christ. The Lord Jesus Christ, if you want to use those terms, which I do. And then they will act a certain way towards Star Wars fans. And then these same Star Wars fans will act different according to the way they treat and act towards George Lucas. And here we're juxtaposing and mashing up and using this lens of the Bible and the prequels, the Star Wars prequels, to look at our modern society today, Christian society, and society in general. If you're a fan of the Star Wars, especially the Star Wars prequels, if you're a follower of George Lucas, a true follower, or you seek to be, a true follower of Jesus Christ, or you seek to be, just to sincerely doing your best, and you want to provide these books for anybody that you know that might be a Star Wars fan, that might be a fan of the prequels especially, then you can go online, you can find these books. Search the book, search the name of the author, go to the Patreon page. I'm in Southern California right now. I need to be in Vermont. I need $2,000. If you are able to help, if you can write me a check for $2,000 and just, there you go. Or if you want to, and you can, if you're able, you can write me a check for $45. We need 45 people to write a check for $45 each. Or, I need 200 people to write a check for $10 if you want to do it that way, if you can. And this is not a deal where I'm telling anybody, if you do this or do that, this magic thing is going to happen. That is not what I'm saying. Or if you do this or don't do that, or else. What I'm saying is, if you or anyone you know is either a follower of Jesus Christ or a follower of George Lucas, you will want to get your hands on this book right here. This book right there. And this book right here. Right there. Book of the Introduction. And these books will explain everything in a society through the lens of the prequels, including Christian society. And we're also using the Bible, friends. So do not doubt this. And always pointing to the Creator. The Creator of stories, friends. Come on. Now, we're traveling the globe. We're traveling across the country, preaching the gospel, preaching the good news, friends. I have one message. Look, I have one message only. And that is, Jesus saves. That's it. If you have a different message, if you want to add anything to that, go ahead. You can do your own thing. I got one message. It's real simple. Jesus saves. Jesus saves. And when I say Jesus, friends, I'm not talking about your gardener. And I'm not talking about my gardener. I'm talking about the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. Jesus the Christ. And here we are, friends. This is your update. Capital C Press. If you're going my way, then let's roll. If you're not going my way, then okay, we'll get back to you. But in the meantime, friends, if anything about this is making any sense to you, if you want to support in any way, if you can support in any way, and you are feeling this, and you sense this, and you know that you are able to help and you want to help, well, just get on the phone, write me a check, you click on the hashtags, join the conversation. We want this conversation to be as diverse, as equitable, and as inclusive as possible for this goal for all of us, friends, that we can have a better world for us all. And we are putting books on shelves, friends, with a partnership through Claremont Forum Bookshop at ClaremontForum.org. Putting books on shelves through the partnership with the Prison Library and Press. Books on shelves, friends, including this book, including your books. If you want your books published and you haven't had a chance to publish them, nobody's given you a chance, send them to me. Let's take a look. Specializing, listen, capital C Press, specializing in, listen, this is specializing in, but everyone is welcome. Listen to me. Pay attention to this. Specializing in, but everyone is welcome. Specializing in Christian arts and poetry, Bible study and devotion, as well as teaching, Sunday school curriculum for adults, and humor and education. And we are putting books on shelves, friends. And don't forget, Christian owned. If that matters to anyone out there, just putting it out there, this is a Christian owned company. And I need right now $2,000 to get from this location to another location so that I can be back in my home state, my home actually, where I live, where I have a job. And I've been out here now since just a couple of days before Christmas because I needed to come out here to do something for my family. It was a vital need. And I came out and I supported that. And I'm glad I did. But as with life, detours occur, factors come about, and now I'm still out here due to factors. And I need $2,000 to get back home where I have a job. If you want to write me a check for $2,000, go ahead. If you want to write me a check for $10, go ahead, or $2.50 or $45 or whatever. I can pay you back, or if you just want to make it a whatever, I don't have to pay you back. It's up to you. I can pay you back because when I get to Vermont, I have my job out there. I'm making plenty of money. It's just when I came out here, I sacrificed that income to do some things that I needed to do for my family out here. And due to factors, I'm still out here. And if you want to know the details, call me and I'll explain it all again. I'm a storyteller. I can tell this story over and over. I've been telling this story over and over and over. I tell the same story every day. I tell you what I'm doing, where I'm at, where I'm going, and what I need. How you can become a partner if you want. And if you want, you can go to the Patreon. Look up the name of the author. Right here. S. Randall S. Lopez. Look up the name of the author. S. Randall S. Lopez. Look up the name of the author. Right there. And then search the books. Read the description of the books. If you want the books and you are able, buy them. Buy as many copies as you can. And then make as many copies as you want or as you need. And then give away and share and distribute as many copies as you wish or as you desire. Because I want to get these books on shelves. I want to get this book on your shelves, in your hands, in your mind. You need to read this book. You need to read this book. You need to read this book. And you need to read this book. All of you need to read this book. Congressman, Congresswoman, President, Mr. President, Madam President, Mr. Parliamentary Member, Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Premier, or Mrs. Premier, or Ms. You need this book. And you can get this book. Go online and search it. I'm not going to do the work. You do the work. As you can see, I'm making do where I'm at. And I do have it pretty well out here. I'm not complaining. But I want to get home. And in order to get home, I need $2,000. But until I get home, I'm going to be here staying busy. Now, a certain date I'm leaving. And when I leave, I will not be coming back to Southern California for at least a year. Although I will be moving about the country, mostly on the East Coast. And I will stop in Austin, Texas, Lord willing, and if the creek don't rise too much. Well, that's it for the, I got the bed made here. And I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move some of this out of the way. Oh, no, I'm going to leave that there just to the end of the video. So I get my little thumbnail there. Well, that's it, friends. Oh, I got to show you this here if you can see it. I'm not really sure if you can see this one here. Zardoz. Look at this, man. Beyond 1984, Beyond 2001, Beyond Love, Beyond Death. Zardoz. A John Boorman film, Zardoz, starring Sean Connery. And again here, Jason Momoa as Conan. Enter an age undreamed of. That's 3D poster. You can see some of the stuff up here. Got a little, let's take a look here. We got a little Willy Wonka up there. Man, we got all kinds of stuff. It's pretty cool. There's some DVDs over there. Yeah, pretty cool. We've got all kinds of cool stuff in this little, here's a ukulele here. Yep. And of course, we got a lightsaber. Yep, we got everything. We got a lot of stuff here. But the main thing I need is $2,000 so I can get home. You know what I need. You know where I'm at. There's no obligation. I'm not putting anybody under any pressure, but I'm saying, if you were looking at this, if you find a way to plug in, if you find a place to plug in, well, then do it. Unless you don't feel that you're supposed to, or you don't feel leaning or leading in that direction. But if you do, and you're asking yourself, well, what can I do? What should I do? Or should I do anything? I'm feeling like I should, and I'm able to, and I want to. Well, then do it. Just go to click on the website, search the books, buy the books, call me, I'll give you a copy of the books. The main thing is you've got to do something. You've got to join this conversation if you want to be part of it. You take your own way. Look at all the ways that the inroads that I've provided for you to support, for you to become a partner. The 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Anybody can be a partner on that. Hashtag SDGS. I'm going to say that again. Hashtag SD like David. G like gorilla. S. Hashtag SDGS. And that's the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Find where you want to support. I mean, everything from zero hunger, no poverty, gender equality, life on land, life under the sea, strong systems of justice and strong institutions, sustainable cities, friends, communities, clean air. We can do this. All of us can pull together and do this. Education for everyone, systems, healthcare. Read these goals. Study these goals. See what we're doing. Look up Capital C Press. Look up the books. Search ClaremontForum.org. Search S. Randall S. Lopez. Search this on a Patreon. Search this on, I don't know, Google it. Friends, we're preaching the gospel. Do you want to be part? Then let's roll. Okay, friends, that's all the time we have for today. I'm going to leave you with this thought that was spoken by Qui-Gon Jinn to Anakin Skywalker as they were getting ready to leave Coruscant to Naboo. And I leave you with these words now, friends. Remember, your focus determines your reality. And may the Force be with us.